Okay, bear with me on this, but if you didn't hear it, the Big Ten and the Pac-12 just totally canceled football for the fall season. And before you freak out, just understand that no one was going to watch anyways. I really sincerely mean it. There are way bigger things going on than watching a couple of terrible teams bash each other. And I'm not even mashing football. I like watching football. I was at a university in state where we did very, very well for the 4 years that I attended, and it was a great time to be there. Watched a ton of games. It was a ton of fun. But in today's world, with what we're seeing, if the universities want to use football as a bargaining chip, let them play it, let them lose it. Don't care. That's where I'm coming at this, because we watched today as Trump saying the college football needs to continue. They need to play. They need to play with an audience in person. They need to have the students there because we need to see that there's normalcy. They have to have normalcy at school. So this is what's happened. Big Ten and the Pac-12. You'll see more come out later to do the same. They've called off the football season for 2012. Let's just read into why from the Washington Post. I will tell you, I tried to record this once already and it didn't actually take. So before, I had already said, I'm betting you this will be because of a couple things. The first, fake testing. So we're going to see that they're saying, well, it has nothing to do with deaths because the death rate obviously is just dropping. It's going lower and lower and lower. Fewer people are dying every day. And at the same rate, the testing, because we are increasing testing, means we are going to see a bunch of positives and we're going to see a bunch of fake positives because we know that testing has been rigged since at least June. This article goes in to explain how the CDC was aware that testing was going to be flawed because the tests were being manufactured incorrectly. And as a result, you would see a lot of failed testing where there were positive results. What stemmed from that was essentially nothing. I mean, they said, well, we'll just continue testing. We'll figure out new tests as we go. And then you start to see other numbers get fudged. And you remember seeing that Tanzania, of all places, and I had guessed in the other time that I tried to record this, I thought it was Nigeria. So maybe I was mistaken there. But you can see that Tanzania president blames that the fake positive tests are the consequence. Like that's what's happening. We're having fake testing. That is what he is accusing. Because remember, he sent a papaya and like a beaver and like an ostrich feather and a bunch of other crazy stuff over to be tested for corona as if it had come from a human. And then naturally they fake a couple of them being positive. They say, hey, Mr. President, I know that you're a PhD with a chemistry degree, but we thought that we would just, pull the wool, so to speak, and tell you that a few of your people have corona. And he's like, well, that's interesting because they're not actually from my people because I'm aware that this isn't real. So I just sent you results testing from other substances on Earth. And you just told me by showing your hand, trying to, lay down a winning hand, thinking the other person doesn't have one that'll beat you. Guy just lays down a full house, as I've been playing you from the beginning. So you can see. We've got fake testing since June. Okay, this says the Big Ten became the first major college football conference to call off the fall season because of the coronavirus pandemic, and then the Pac-12 followed shortly after. The conferences, whose moves affect all the fall sports they sponsor, because that's the other thing I was saying, was that you watch girls track and field die because of this. Because they won't have funding. Because they don't make money, because no one watches it, but they have to spend money to have it, so what happens is football ends up paying for everything. And that's why I was saying earlier, I'm not bashing football. I like football. But this is why, if they want to use it as a bargaining chip, it's not going to work. They're just going to end up bleeding themselves of their one revenue stream from athletics that actually was positive. Go on. They said that all of the fall sports they sponsor, it'll evaluate the possibility of playing in the spring so that they can still recoup the losses. So it's not really, see, here's the bluff. They're not really canceling football. They're just going to move it out to the spring until maybe after the election. I don't know, maybe. We keep saying, is this about the virus or about the election? They said, well, it's because of the pandemic. This is the first line of the thing, so it's got to be real. It's because of the pandemic. Come on. It's not, because we know the case numbers are fake. So why would they be canceling football? Well, they're not. They're putting it in the spring. Why? Because of President Trump. Okay, they make it so simple. I mean, an idiot can read this, and they'd have to be an idiot to read this. So that's why I'm reading it for you. Here are some significant developments. They say the number of cases, there you go, 20 million worldwide. according to Johns Hopkins. So it took 6 months to get to 10 million. We are now another 6 weeks later at 20 million. And they act like that is cause to freak out, as if they don't understand that they were saying 2 or 3 million people would die in the United States. Remember the whole, we got a curve, they've got to stomp the curb or something stupid that Fauci kept repeating until we did that. And we said 15 days to stop the spread, and we did that. And then, sure enough, hey, well, we're going to just keep shutting things down. And football's going to go. So here we have it. Football's canceled. You can enjoy watching reruns. You can enjoy watching televised conferences of, I don't know, Nancy Pelosi talking about ice cream. You could check out Chuck Schumer talking to a ghost in his chair. You can watch the full video of George Floyd being arrested, where he's having a heart attack and says he can't breathe when he's sitting in a car. A lot of things to watch other than football this fall. So check those things out. Also, you can subscribe to this channel, stay in touch. Like this video so that other people will be aware of it when they see it in the algorithm. And it would be really helpful if you left a comment. Doesn't have to be positive, but it could. And then do everything else that you can think of to keep America afloat.